All right. Tennessee, 35. Akron, 0. Not such a hot half from the old Zips. Is their mascot still a kangaroo? I think it is.
I think so.
Whatever a zip might be.
Well, it's like the Stanford Cardinal. It's a tree.
Yeah, that's true. Absolute nonsense.
It's just weird.
I'm sure there's some history there that we don't know, but regardless, Tennessee 35, the Akron Zips, Zippo, Charlie Burris, former Vols quarterback Jonathan Crompton, here with me, and we're going to break down that half. And of course, I think what most people are probably tuning in to hear is how are we preparing for this Florida game that's coming up, and we'll cover it all. Don't worry, we're gonna speak to all of that. But first, let's acknowledge our awesome sponsors. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Farm Bureau Health Plans is a corporate sponsor of the Vols, and they've been serving Tennesseans for 75 years. Plan on them for health, dental, and vision at fbhp.com/ATOZ. That is fbhp.com/ATOZ. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Then Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com and type keyword Vols. That is VOLS in the search bar to fill your freezer with enough gourmet food to keep your cookouts going strong into the fall. Omaha Steaks, keyword Vols. And then Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey from Log Still Distillery. Make your own luck, just like Tennessee's fast-paced Rattle and Snap offense with Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey. All right, sponsors down. Thanks. Support them because they support us. And then let's get to it. Cromp, 35-0. I would say that half was easy. This game was over before it started, just like the game a couple weeks ago. But it's been painful, not just because it was like the longest half of all time. That was certainly one factor. You're battling injuries. Tillman goes down with something that's looking not so great. It seems like Akron's kind of coming at you, sort of shooting at your knees and stuff. Not loving that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What's your initial thoughts from what you saw there?
But honestly, before that last touchdown we threw, I was looking at the stats and I was like, okay, we're 11-15 for like 180 something. I was like, it might be the most in the hypo era, like the most boring 11-15. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that it wasn't. We were still productive. We only had 4 incompletions at a certain point, but I'm like, really 11-15 for like 180? Like it just didn't feel like it until that last play. Now we're at 251, and it completely changes everything. Like it just at a certain point, and maybe it's because maybe the injuries or I see some comments on here, and 100% correct. Feels like Akron's kind of taking some like low shots, especially at some of our starters. Maybe that kind of outshined it. I don't know, but it is. We assumed, like we talked about last week, come out, take care of business, be done by halftime. That's pretty much what we've done. And now, if I'm Heupel, after seeing Tillman's down, Small's down, right, Barron's down, I'm getting my dudes out the game. Screw it. I don't care if we don't score another point and they come back to 35-20. Don't care. Get my dudes out of the game. Get ready for next week because it seems to be. I haven't checked in long. I'm trying to see if it flashes. It seems to be Florida's in a dogfight with USF.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get our guys as healthy as possible is what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking that in the first quarter. Tillman down that first time, and I was like, it's over. Take that. He's out. Take him out. Take him out of this game. You don't need him. You don't need him in this game. I mean, you have Dylan Sampson is running all over these dudes. He's your third string running back is getting the job done. Take these dudes out.
Yeah.
And so you don't. Tillman doesn't need reps. He's had plenty of reps. Get in Squirrel White. I love seeing Squirrel White get involved there. That was awesome.
Hey, how about that contested catch by him?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, let these younger guys get a rest. Get Hyatt out of the game. Because if something, God forbid, knock on wood, whatever you want to knock on, something happens to him and he can't go all next week, we got to have Hyatt. Get him out of the game. Get young dudes reps right now. I love the speed option. I think it's great. The second time we ran it, don't call it again. Did you see the hit Hendon took?
Yes.
It was at his kneecap, and it flipped him upside down. Done with it. It's over, right? Don't get him.
I know Heupel was not happy.
No.
So I'm Yeah, that first half is defined by panic over get these dudes out of this football game. No more. I don't know if Akron is what Joe Moorhead is doing over there, what he's thinking, if he has actually told these guys to come for Tennessee. Maybe it's some underhanded directive from Billy Napier. Are Billy Napier and Joe Moorhead friends? Do they? I don't know, but it seems like they're trying to knock out Tennessee's kids, and it's not appreciated. And let Joe Milton play quarterback. Let Dylan Sampson run the football. Honestly, let Justin Williams Thomas run the football because Dylan Sampson's being effective. I like the way Dylan Sampson looks. And really, if you're not going to get Jabari Small back for a considerable amount of time, and that's who knows, we don't know any details there. Don't know. But if you're not, you have to have him. That's a guy 100%. That you're absolutely going to, he's your number 2 running back all of a sudden. So that's going to be absolutely key, but it just, enough with that. Let it be done.
And this is just me, and I'm reading these comments and like the competitor in me agrees by going, screw it, go set the tone early in the third quarter, hit them in the mouth, show, hey, we're Tennessee, you're Akron. Go ahead and treat them like we're supposed to, and then get out. But then the coach part goes, don't even take that chance. We're up 35-0. Yeah. They're not going to come back, right? In the sense of we may be able to come back from a 35-point spread the way that our offense plays, right? They're not going to come back from 35. I don't care if it comes 35-20, 21-24. Keep our dudes healthy for next week. Get them out of the ball game. And I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy to say that. But after watching consistently them go low at our knees and things like that, it ain't worth it. It's just not. We got our – who cares if we cover the spread? Like, who cares right now?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this one's over. It's over. Get this thing over with. Like, give us a running clock. Good Lord. That was painful to watch. Here's my main question, actually, from that half on a little bit of a different note, although it does relate to the injuries that we saw in that first half. Jalen Wright looks really effective. Mm-hmm. Small is down. Is Jalen Wright the better halfback, or am I crazy? He looks good out there.
No, stop it. Stop being the typical SEC fan, right? And hyping this stuff up to hype it up. You quit your stuff. We got 3 tailbacks. Leave it at that.
I mean, fair enough. But I just know I like what I see from it. If he can hang on to the football. Yeah. Now he had 2 fumbles in 2 weeks so far in the season, and he held on to the ball in that first half, which is nice. But I don't know. Yeah, look, Logan Reeves, he says you ain't crazy. He's a better tailback. Just got to hold on to the ball. Corey says, yes, Sampson is better than Small. So I'm not alone in what I'm thinking.
But here's the thing. This is I'm trying to think how to say it properly. We'll just call it the Heupel effect. The good recruiting, good play calling, kids want to play for you type coach. When's the last time we've been able to have that conversation?
Yeah.
Right? And I say that in all seriousness. That's the conversation we're going to get to continue to have with Heupel as our coach as long as we continue to recruit the way that we do. Right? Where now we can go back to, hey, we are Tennessee that we're supposed to be. We do get the good recruits year in, year out that produce, not just come in and flame out because they don't get coached. That's kind of where we're trending back to. So, yeah, I mean, I'm being funny about like, dude, don't be that typical SEC fan, right? But that's what good SEC teams get to. They get asked that question.
Yeah.
Is so-and-so better than so-and-so? Oh, you didn't produce? Cool. We got somebody better right behind you. We haven't had that so long that we're not used to asking that question.
Yeah. I mean, John McKinney said it right here. Next man up mentality, like Bama and Georgia. That's the point you want to get to. Yeah.
100% fact. And I think our skill players are starting, our skill positions are starting to get there, especially at running back and wide receiver.
I'll say to Volunteer Bassing right here, he said, I dropped in late. Is Hooker's accuracy concerning? He's been throwing too high for 3 games now. No sign of corrections. This might be a conversation for the post game because it might be a minute, but if you have a short answer to that, Cromp, and then we got to get to the Omaha Steaks.
Do I ever have a short answer? Honestly, no, I don't.
Well, fair enough.
No, but that's a good question. It'll give us something to really talk about post game.
Okay.
Because
yeah, we can can it.
We're either gonna talk about Florida or something.
We are.
Because we're not. What I'm saying, we're not gonna have a lot to talk about from what we think from the second half.
Yeah. So I'll say to volunteer basking there. Tune in for the post game show, and we'll get to Hooker going into Florida. That the accuracy problems, I 100% agree. He's a little all over the place, and we'll discuss that. I want to ask you, Cromp, about Josh Heupel's extension and raise. Get your perspective on that. That's a question I want to ask you. So we'll get to all of that in that post game, just to tease everybody, keep you coming back. So just post immediately after the game is over. Come right back here to wherever you may be watching it, Facebook, YouTube, on A to Z Sports. Now, Cromp, let's get to the Omaha Steaks second half audible change, however we're characterizing this. And first, before we get to that and the thing that we think Tennessee needs to change in this second half, we got to talk about Omaha Steaks. Summer ending doesn't need to be the end of your grill season. Visit omahasteaks.com and enter keyword Vols, that is VOLS, into the search bar and order the All-American Assortment today. The All-American Assortment has mouth-watering items from butcher cut filet mignons to caramel apple tartlets. And I've gotten the All-American Assortment. Cromp got it too. It's awesome.
It's worth
made the burgers for my wife and I can't say enough about this. So convenient, so easy. Comes nice little freezer pack. It's so great. But for a limited time, as a special gift to our listeners, when you type Vols into that search bar at omahasteaks.com, you'll get 12 ultra juicy Omaha steak burgers for free with your order. It's a crazy, crazy deal. Those are the burgers that I just mentioned. They're so good. But if the All-American Assortment doesn't have what you want, they also have an option called the Build Your Own Perfect Menu. Simply pick your favorite items out of all the options provided and create your own grilling adventure. And the best part is that the Build Your Own Perfect Menu also comes with the 12 free burgers. It's crazy, the deal that they got for us. So visit omahasteaks.com, type keyword Vols, VOLS, in the search bar, and fill your freezer with enough gourmet food to keep your cookouts going strong into the fall. That is omahasteaks.com, keyword Vols. Thanks to them. Go support them because they are supporting us. Crump, the change that you would make, the audible going into the second half. What would you say for Josh Heupel? I think we may have already discussed this, frankly, in terms of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we've discussed my answer personally. We need to get young guys in and get them some experience and get our starters healthy for next week.
Yeah.
And as far as schematics, we don't need to change anything. Saw somebody earlier say, go as vanilla as Turkey Hill ice cream. Right? Just inside zone.
Shot at Turkey Hill.
I saw that comment earlier. I'm just saying. But I agree with just run our base stuff. Nothing crazy. Don't give away anything. Just same tempo if we want to play it. We can slow it down if we have to, but that's not what we do. But get our guys out. Truly, get our guys out, and that would be my halftime adjustment.
I tried to think about this, and I would just go get Joe Milton in a football game. That's at a baseline. No more anybody. But I would say, honestly, spread the ball out. Get these young guys in there. Get the ball to Squirrel White more. Go and just try out with some of these. Dylan Sampson. Like keep feeding him the football. Like I said, it might not be advisable to keep him in for too long, but Justin Williams-Thomas, like really dig deep in there and give them real opportunities is what I would say in this second half. And then also, they've already been doing this, but really relish in the fact that you're playing a running quarterback right now, because that's great preparation for this Florida game. Anthony Richardson is going to be this kid on steroids. So
I was about to say, don't get me wrong, this kid's good, but Richardson is just a
different level,
God-gifted athlete.
Yeah,
but
and I don't know what this.
Kentucky proved you can make him look very below average.
It looks like they have corrected some. Florida is up 24-10 now, nearing the end of the second half. So Florida did pull it together a little bit, but yeah, as I said, the post game will really cover the Florida game more, but this is great preparation for that. Just it's basically practice game. It's a scrimmage of sorts.
Yeah.
And take it as that.
That is not a slight on Akron and disrespect. That's just the reality. That's just what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we would normally in a more competitive game at this point ask what your confidence level is in Tennessee winning this game. I think for most people, including us, probably 100%. I think Tennessee has pretty much got this one sealed up in a bow.
I think I'm going to flip a coin, maybe. No, I'm just
kidding. But here's a question I would ask: if Cedric Tillman is out, God forbid, it seems that according to the sideline reporter, he was walking on the sideline saying he was fine, but they took him out. They said lower body injury, done for the night, hopefully just precautionary, and they're just saying nope, no more, you're out. But apparently, according to the sideline reporter, he's walking around saying he's fine.
Yeah, he also knows to say that because there are reporters everywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
hopefully that's true. Yeah. But I would say this is that if he's out, again, God forbid, but if he is that completely devastating? They're leaning on him so hard right now. I mean, he is the go-to guy for Hooker.
They are, but I think it helps having Hyatt already step up before tonight, right? And it also helps having Brew with his big body that is very similar to Tillman. You know what I'm saying? For the jump ball. So it's I don't know if I'd use the word devastating, but it is a big blow. But it's not like, oh God, we're done. Right? Because once again, like we're talking about the running backs, we're getting to the point with our skill players that we can say, like Georgia and Bama, hey man, it's next man up. We got to ride. It is what it is. And we're getting to that point. And I think getting Brew McCoy in the transfer portal as a receiver position definitely showed that. Right? Because those targets, you get that dude the ball. He's a playmaker. We got to stop some of the penalties, but this is a physical game. The score doesn't show it, but it is a physical game right now.
Yeah, Akron clearly came in with just a plan to muddy the waters, I think, to just kind of scrap. Without, you don't want to ascribe to a coach that he's telling his guys to play dirty. They may just be doing that, or the coach is letting them do that. Kind of two
honestly,
sides.
I don't see it being that way. I think it's just they know that our receivers are physically bigger than them, and that is, as a DB, that's your survival mode. Like, it doesn't look – they're not going like – they're not shooting and going low like trying to hurt. They're trying to wrap up, right? So it just – if we throw a high ball and you jump and you get wrapped up low, things like that happen, right? So it doesn't look dirty. It just looks like we're just physically bigger, and unfortunately those things do happen in football.
I hope that's the case. And it's not, again, I don't want to ascribe that to Joe Moorhead. He seemed like a nice guy at Mississippi State. I don't know. Yeah. Tennessee beat him back then too. So he lost to Jeremy Pruitt. That's never a good sign for a coach. But regardless, I think that just needed to be addressed. Hopefully he's fine. Everyone, good juju, good vibes for Cedric Tillman. Send it out there, speak it into existence. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. And same for Jabari Small. You need, even if we think that Wright might be the better running back, you need the depth right now.
Yes.
You don't want to have to fall to
it's coming back real quick. Sorry, I'm just wanting to say that the stadium looks freaking sweet with that new Jumbotron and the lights out. God almighty. Sorry. They just popped up and it looks awesome.
A sellout for the Akron game? Is this real life?
But that tells you where we're getting back to with football.
Yeah.
That's what we're used to this. Typically. Right? We've had some down years, but this is what Tennessee football normally is. And now we're getting back to that.
This truly shows the difference in the belief in Heupel, I think.
Yes.
With Butch, it was like, okay, we're 5-0, but there was like a lot of mistakes during that 5-0, and it kind of seems like we sort of limped our way into this. Like we sort of snaked around it, found a way to do it. With Heupel, it seems like you're genuinely like you're the better team and you're winning the football game that you should win. Yeah. And here's And there's a distinct difference in that. And I think you're seeing it with the real overwhelming response here. I mean, this was the first non-con sellout. Akron was the first non-con sellout since 2015 with Oklahoma. I mean, that's absurd.
Yeah.
So I'm I don't want to get out over my skis. You need to be Florida next week. You got to still show me some stuff. LSU looks very shaky tonight against Mississippi State. That seems very winnable. But I just high fives all around for everybody. Heupel, Danny White too. I mean, they've really done it. But how it's, I don't know. Looks like we're at 20 minutes. How are they back?
Yep. They've ran 2 plays.
Oh, right.
All good.
Okay. Sorry, I went over there just reminiscing about Tennessee selling out its stadium. All right. Charlie Burris, Jonathan Crompton. That's it for this halftime show. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. It's been awesome, and we'll see everybody post-game. We're going to talk about Florida. It's going to be great. Come in, bring your questions, and we'll get to it all, and we'll talk to y'all then.